Hello, my friends. Welcome back. How are you? I hope doing okay. How was your weekend? Let's get on over and read our inspiration for the day. And it says, the good life starts only when you stop wanting a better one. Bertrand Russell. I guess that's how you say that first name. Okay, let's scoot on over and see what I'm up to today. I have out here 2 coasters and I am pouring some resin into one of the coasters. This is super clear epoxy resin that I'm using. I wanted to try the super clear in 2 of the coasters and do Let's Resin epoxy in the other 2 coasters and see, what they will do with a bloom. So I'm just heating that resin up a little bit. I didn't pour the coasters full. They're poured about halfway. And I have my little cup here. I'm going to put it to the side that has my piping bag in it. And I'm going to use the Pinata Blanco for my white. Because when I use the ocean white, I guess I used too much of it. I don't know. But I was just showing you the new inks that I got in. And they're by Decorom. I will put them in my description box if anyone's interested in trying them out. It's my first time using them. They do say they spread rapidly and have a vivid color. So now I'm dropping in a little center there. It's some little glass rocks that I put in the center there. I really wish I would not have done this because when I start creating my blooms, I don't do it like everyone else. I find that it's easier for me to just keep going instead of doing it like a clock, 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and 3 o'clock. I find it's easier for me to just keep going around. And when I do that, I keep going in the center and making a little circle. So it ended up spreading those rocks all throughout my coasters. So I really wish I would not have done that. Now I mixed up my white right here. And I'm going to set it to the side. I'm going to go ahead and pour it in this cup here with the piping bag in it. And I'm going to set it to the side and let it, I do have a timer set for it. I have a timer set for 10 minutes. And it should be, it should feel a little bit heated up at that time. But this is super clear and it does heat up faster than Let's Resin. So I probably should have done maybe 7 minutes on it. But we'll go ahead and roll with this. And you see that's already at 102 degrees. Let's Resin would probably be about 96 to 97 degrees right at this moment. Okay, I have my resin and my piping bag sitting over there. We're going to start out with these 3 colors right here. Peach, Forget-Me-Not, and Lemon. And I'm going to go ahead and go in with the peach. And I'm just going to drop it around the center here. And I'm liking the spreading of the ink that I'm getting. My other inks I was using, I was not getting this much of a spread. So I'm already really, really liking these inks. Now I went in with the Forget-Me-Not. Now I'm going in with the Lemon. And then I'm going to leave that one like that. Okay, I'm going to scoot on over here to the next one. And this is Violet that I'm using. And I'm just going to go around that center with my ink. And I like that spread it's giving me. And then I'm going to go in with the Black Currant. And I didn't poke the top of that one with the needle. Oh, and this kit did come with like 4 or 5 of the little needles that you poke, in to make your little holes in your inks. And now I'm going to get my violet back, and I'm going to make a few more drops in between those black. And then I think I'm going to leave that one just like that. But I'm going to move back over here to my other one, and I want to put a little bit more of that forget-me-not right here in the center. And then a little bit more of the peach around the yellow. Look at that spread. I love how those inks are spreading. Now I'm going to get my piping bag here, and I'm going to squirt a little bit out. It feels really warm to the touch. It's probably a little too warm. I probably should have moved a little bit faster with these. But we will see at the end. And I'm just squeezing that out a little bit, making sure I get a good, nice flow before I start. Here we go. And I'm just going to keep going in a circle, giving it a little bit of a gap in between each ring. And I'm going to carry it all the way to the edge. And then I'm going to scoot on over to the next coaster and do the same thing. Just like that. And now I'm going to check my temperature. It says 99. This one says 97. That's crazy. It said 100 and something the first time. I wonder how it dropped in temperature. I don't know. That's weird. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start my lines, drawing my petals. Oops, look what I did. Oh, goodness. Let me see if I can drag this out of here without messing up my petals. And I'm going to move these over here so I can have free range for my hand. Okay, let's go ahead and go again. And you see how I just go completely around. I don't stop at I don't go from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock. I don't do it like that. I just keep going around. When I do it that way, I get mixed up as to where I'm at. And I always mess the petals up. So it's just easier for me to do it this way. Now I'm going to drag the inks out. Right like that. And I always know right where I'm at when I do it this way. I really think this super clear is going to set up a lot faster than the Let's Resin. I know it's going to. I'm just hoping I'll get some spread from my white before it does. Now let's go in on the other coaster and start my petals over there. I'm moving in with the ink and I'm gliding right on the top of the surface. I'm not going all the way to the bottom. I'm just gliding right on the top, just moving those inks. And now I'm going to take it out on each petal. Okay, now I think we're finished with that one. I love those, violet with that black. And then the white mixed in with it. That's beautiful. Okay, now we're on the other two coasters. And I have Let's Resin epoxy here. And I'm just going halfway with my coasters. I probably I think I mixed up 60 milliliters. So there's 30 in one coaster and 30 in the other. And I'm just getting the rest of that resin out of my cup. And that's about all I'm going to scrape out of there. I'm not going to get any more out because the more I get out, the more bubbles I have. So, and here I go again, putting that center in there. And it just, going back and watching this just makes me so, just irritated at my own self. I should not have put those in there because of the way I draw the petals. I have a new way that I want to try these with something I'm going to put in that center to make as my center. So the next time I do these, you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm going to share it with you all. I haven't tried it yet. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I'm not going to do it without you either. I'll do it with you. I don't know what it's going to look like, but we'll find out together. But I'm going to try a different way that will work for me to put a center in these blooms, because this isn't going to work for me because of the way that I draw the blooms. And I'm just trying to get some of those rocks. They went, in other places, which it really wouldn't matter if I'd have known what was going to happen anyway. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go in with the colors that I chose. I have ruby right here. And I'm just going to drop that ruby in around my center here. And I'm loving that spread of the ink. Look at that. I was not getting that with the other inks I was using. Now I'm going in with the avocado. And it is spreading lovely as well. And I'm going to go in next with the black currant. And some people say that in the kits that they buy with the inks, that some of them don't spread as well as the other inks. So I'm interested to see if that's going to be the case in this kit that I bought. It's 24 inks in this kit. Now I'm going in with fuchsia, and I'm just going around my center. And I love how that's spreading for me. Now I'm going in with lavender. I like that spread of that ink. Now the black, I'm not liking how it spreads. If you'll look over there at the black, it's not really spreading that much for me. Now I'm going in with the turquoise. And it's spreading well too. Now I'm going to scoot back over here to the right one. And I'm going to add some more of that ruby to the outside. Because I don't want the black to be on the outer edge. And I see something in there, so I'm just dragging it out. I believe it was some of the splatter from the ink. Okay, now I have my resin here, and I have about 20 milliliters of resin in this cup, and I'm dropping in my pinata white, and I'm going to go ahead and stir it up. I set my timer for 10 minutes for this. And sometimes I can get what I'm looking for when I use the Let's Resin Ocean White, and sometimes I don't. I think I get a bit heavy-handed on it sometimes, and I may add too much, but every time I use the Pinata White, it seems like I always get a good turnout. So I guess I'm just going to stick with it. Or practice more on the Ocean White. Okay, I have my piping bag here in my cup, and I'm going to go ahead and pour it in my piping bag. I know a lot of people use different ways to pour their white, but I find it's easier for me to use a piping bag. And also, I have a ton of these things because I found like a big box of them at an estate sale that I went to. So now I have my white ready to pour. I've tied the bag up. I'm going to go ahead and snip off the end here, squeeze it out a little bit, and make sure I have a nice flow. I don't want a lot coming out at the same time. I just want enough when I squeeze it that I have nice control over what's coming out. Okay, I think we're ready now. My timer went off, so let's go ahead and go. And I'm just going to keep making a circle a little bit bigger than the next. And I keep a little bit of space in between. And I take my white all the way out to the edge. I know some people don't like to go out all the way to the edge, but I do. And I don't think one way is right over the other for a bloom. There's many different ways to do a bloom. And I have seen some beautiful blooms out there. I love them all. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and make my blooms. I see something in my resin there. I'm trying to just grab it out. Now I'm going to go in and make my little blooms. And I'm making sure I stay right on top of the resin because that's where the ink is sitting at, right on the top. So I don't want to go all the way down to the bottom. I just want to cruise right on the top of that resin. Does anyone else make their petals this way? And if you do you find it easier this way? It's so much easier for me. I used to do it the other way until I figured out that that just wasn't for me. Now I'm dragging those inks out. And I'm going right in the center of the petals that I made. And it's just so much easier for me to know where I need to go next with my little tool here. When I would do it the other way, my petals would look so wonky and just oh my goodness, ridiculous, you guys. But since I started doing it this way, my blooms look so much better. Now we're going to hop over here to the other coaster. You can't see me as good on this one as you could the other one, but I'm doing it the same way. And you can't really see the shape of my petals as good because of the colors that I chose on this one. But I'm still doing it the same way as I did the right side. And these colors that I used on this one, I really am anxious to see what it's going to turn out like. But that white, I can tell going in and mixing with these colors, looks like it's going to be beautiful. Now I'm taking those inks out. And I wanted to let you guys know to stay till the end because I'm showing the joy piece that we have for the drawing. The entry is now closed. It closed August the 4th at midnight. But I did go through and I made sure I had everybody in the list. So I just updated my list. So please go over and check the list out, the new updated list, and make sure that you're on it. And, you know, if you commented, you know, before August the 4th to be in it and you're not on the list, then make sure you reach out to me because the drawing will be this week. Okay? All right, now I'm going to go ahead and demold our first bloom. And it is so pretty. I love it. I'm going to put a black piece behind it here in a minute. But see where the little rocks from the center went all through my bloom? Oh, that just makes me so upset. And see, I like my white to do just like this. I don't like my white to be spread out more. And I like it just like this. Now let's go ahead and demold this one, and look at those spots that I showed you earlier in the video. They still are right there in the petals. See the empty spots on the petals? That's crazy how the inks did not move, you know, to cover that. That is so weird. And I don't really like how this bloom done. I think when I dug some of those inks out of there, it moved my white. But I do like the colors in that bloom. I really do. Okay, now here is the super clear epoxy coasters. And look at that. The inks did not move as much because the resin cured faster. And it didn't give them any time to move. See the difference? Let's Resin is on the right and Super Clear is on the left. So it just didn't spread out as much. Now we have this last coaster, and this is Super Clear Epoxy 2. And that would have been a pretty bloom. But it just did not bloom that much. It did a little bit better than the other one, but it still didn't bloom as much as it should have. And the white didn't move as much as I wanted it to and spread out as much. So what do you guys think about these blooms? They're a little bit better than last time, so I'm getting there, you guys. Well, we have reached the end, my friends. I'm not going to do glamour shots on these because I failed with this attempt. I'm going to use these for testers. I hope you have a great day. I will see you tomorrow. God bless you. Goodbye, my friends.